We need to hear stories like this. These are important that I share stories like this. Thank you in advance right here. Martin Palmer from Scotland. I made a video recently called Zero Guard Head Shave. That's not part of my identity yet. And that was just me being honest, that whereas I see myself as a balding guy and I accept that as my identity, I think for me to just shave it down to the skin would be so far removed from what I feel that I am, that I feel like it would just be someone who sees the beginning stages of a receding hairlines and just goes overboard and just freaks out and shaves it off. But for the sake of an experiment, because I'm a host on a hair loss channel, so that was what the video was about. So Martin Palmer says this, quote, "I've been buzzing my hair with no guard for about 18 months now. And to be honest, I don't think I have the skin color to properly pull it off. I'm from Scotland, so I'm very pale, haha. Not all Scots are pale, but I'm a stereotypical Scot. A lot of people say I suit the no guard buzz cut, but I definitely don't get as much female attention as I used to when my hair was longer, and I've been told I look older. I'm a bit of a crossroads now, as I'm unsure whether to have one more go at growing it out or just continue buzzing it off for the rest of my days. I'm 28, and my hairline is a little worse than yours." So maybe he's a strong number 3. "I've not quite reached the point of not caring about balding yet. What you recommend, as I hate the awkward stage when it grows back, especially with a receding hairline, but I want to know if it's worth it. P.S. I considered a hair transplant, but it's way out of my price range," end quote. So thank you. Here's what I love about this comment more than anything, Martin. Your honesty and your vulnerability. You know, I always say you can't have these conversations in the real world about hair loss. People will say, "Oh, just get over it. Just shave off your hair. Why do you care so much about it?" That's not how we talk to each other here. We treat each other with acceptance and respect. And I so much appreciate that you are actually confident enough to be so vulnerable. Let me say it again. You are confident enough to be vulnerable. You are. So, hey, if your hairline's a little worse than mine, let's say you are a strong Norwood 3, I'd say go ahead and grow it out one more time. Yeah, it's going to be an awkward 2 months as you grow it out, but just to kind of, you'll have the rest of your life to shave your head, right? Just go for it, you know? The worst part of it is growing it out. 2 months from now, you'll be there. Then you can, even if you get to the point like, you know what, now that I've grown it out, I was happier shaving it off. I'm just going to go back to that. Good. You can check that off. You'll never have to wonder or worry about that again. You can just be done with it. And I know what you mean as far as I can understand where you're coming from, that you're saying that you're pale. And I know that fortunately, because my mom is Mexican and Jewish and Middle Eastern, I've got a darker tone to me. And if I ever do go bald, that'll be an advantage that I have. But at the same time, I don't know, I've had someone who is, they call themselves brown. So I don't know if they were of African descent or they were Latino or Indian, I don't know, Middle Eastern. But they were saying that basically you white guys are lucky because you guys look so good with shaved heads. So I don't know, maybe it's one of those things, because like when I was in Thailand, I'd see commercials and billboards for these like lotions for you to like look lighter. So over in Thailand I spent 2 summers over there, I know for a fact they have a darker brown tint to their skin for an Asian population, they do. And they're obsessed with lightening their skin. Whereas here in America, people are going to tanning beds to get darker. So it's funny to see that. So it's one of those things when you see yourself as having this perception, but then the other side wishes they could be more like you. Who knows? You know, ultimately, I guess just go ahead and try it out and then you'll know for sure. I think what's going to happen though, and you mentioned that you look older. Keep in mind though, chicks dig it. Chicks dig it. They like a guy that seems older. You want to be the guy that seems older. Work it to your advantage. As long as you play the part and you act older and you act confident, you're going to match the older look. You know, when you're 28, that's an advantage actually. You're better off, at age 28, you're better off looking like you're older than you are looking like you're younger. I know that may be hard to process or to accept, but I'm telling you, I made that other video talking about how women are attracted to a guy with some kind of edge to him, a little hint of danger. Man, if you look older and you're shaving off your hair, I say that's a good thing for you. And I think it's all about utilizing the advantage in that. Even though you may not see it, I definitely do. And again, thank you for leaving that comment. Hopefully this will help other people too. Thank you for your honesty, and thank you for being here.